Arc Raiders is a PvP, PvE extraction shooter. So basically what that means is that you shoot people and they shoot you back, and then AI players be shooting at the same time, and then you try to make it out with all the loot that you have. Basically, I want to start this off by saying I've literally never played Tarkov. Everyone compares every extraction shooter to Escape from Tarkov, okay? So one of the biggest extraction shooters of all time, I've never played it, okay? So I went into this completely dry, or completely, I don't know what, stupid? I don't know what the word is. I went into this completely stupid, and boy, let me tell you what? And boy, let me tell you, that was the best idea that I could have done and had, because I'm not gonna lie, I had so much fun in my first 3 or 4 hours of this game on stream yesterday. I genuinely had a great time. So I wanted to share every single reason why I had a good time. This is, Arc Raiders is amazing. Here's why. My God, there's expired pasta in here, man. We need that. Oh my God, that's gonna be beautiful. My rigatoni pasta Alfredo. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I won't hold you. I won't waste your time. This game is full of clankers, and I say that with a bunch of hatred in my heart. That's right. Clankers everywhere you turn. Clankers in the sky. Clankers on the ground. Clankers on your mom. Wherever they are.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Hey, don't shoot!
The entire game is kind of full of just a bunch of robots that have infected this world that are all over the place, from top to bottom, inside and out, around and downtown. And I won't lie, we did come across more robots than we did regular people, actual players. Like I said, I won't hold you. I know a lot of people will think this game is boring or slow or whatever else, so I'm gonna save you some time, some money, and a bunch of stress. Right now, the game is available for free on every platform. That's PC, Xbox, PlayStation, not Nintendo Switch, and you can play for free with no code, no beta key, no anything. You can just boot it up right now and play the stress test, the server slam, the Arc Raiders server slam. You can play it right now. So what I recommend doing is it lasts from the 17th until the 19th. So get in right now and see if you enjoy it, because if you do, I'm telling you right now, you're going to absolutely love this game if you love it. And if you find it boring, hey, you wasted an hour of your life. Go play it, have a good time. It's completely free. As I become a bigger YouTuber, I have to obviously mention that this is not sponsored, because people for some reason think I get sponsored and they go, "This was sponsored, LOL," and I've never been sponsored before. So Arc Raiders, if you want to sponsor me, that'd be fire. But this is going to be an unbiased review. Okay, I'm going to give my honest thoughts about this. Okay, let's get it. So like I said, we came across a lot of clankers, not that many people. Now here's the thing. The servers were meant to be chock full. I don't know if they were chock full, okay? I will say we did run across at least 2 people every game, but I don't believe this is going to be... You have to keep in mind, this isn't a battle royale, okay? It's not Fortnite, it's not Apex, it's none of that, okay? It is an extraction shooter. You're not meant to come across 20 to 30 people every game. So we had a pretty cool fight every game, and I will stress, I want to explain to you that playing this game genuinely feels like a cinematic experience, okay? I need to stress this to you. There was moments where me and my friend Jack were walking around, looking for loot, doing whatever else, sneaking around, and it feels so immersive that when you finally come across someone, you have that moment of, there they are, it's you or it's them. And just like an extraction shooter makes you kind of have this like this feral environment where you kind of just go ballistic and you really want to survive, because you don't just lose your time for playing this match, this game, this round. You lose everything. You lose it all. The beans, the boozles, the chalks, and the chalkboards, they're all gone, ladies and gentlemen. Because in an extraction shooter, you don't just lose the stuff that you got, you lose everything you have on you. You don't just lose your time, you don't lose RP, you don't lose your rank points, you don't lose anything. You lose everything. So if you don't know how an extraction shooter works, like I said before, if you go into a world and you have items on you, if you die, you lose all those items from your inventory stash back at your home base. If you go into a world with nothing on you but the basic survival kit, which is a very nice option this game gives you, either you can go in with items that you pre-planned out, or you can choose the basic free survival kit. And what essentially it is you go in, you find items, and if you can make it out, you get to take those items back home with you, back to your home, your base, your whatever. But if you die, you lose everything. You lose your guns, you lose your ammo, you lose your weapons, you lose your bandages, you lose your health kits, your meds, everything. Your shields, you lose it all. Weapons, tools, accessories, you lose your left toe, you lose it all, it's all gone. And this genuinely raises the stakes. Now, people that are used to extraction shooters are probably used to this, and it sounds kind of repetitive, but I will say, when you finally see that team, when you finally see that player, you genuinely have that moment where you go, it is us or them, and it feels amazing. It feels like this is what you've been working up to. It feels like that is the final boss, and you gotta get out or them, because when you make it to the extraction point, only one person can make it out. There's multiple different extraction points around the map, which was actually quite big for only a singular map. Now, in this server slam, as they so quaintly call it, it is only one map. There is not more than one map you can go to, although there are all multiple maps in the game, just not right now. At launch, I think there was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 different ones, and there's different like places you can drop into. But this map, it was fairly decently big. We never found ourselves getting bored or feeling claustrophobic in it. Although the POIs did feel kind of familiar once we played it for long enough time, but it did have this kind of air where if you don't get to an extraction point, you probably want to go to another one. You can make it to another one across the map before the time runs out, and once you do, if there's people there, it is you or them. Like I said, once the doors close, they are closed. Now, I don't know if any Ark Raiders enjoyers may be able to correct me here, but I think the way that it works is that when you rock up to an extraction point, if the doors are closed, they will be able to open shortly. You can sit and wait for them to open, or I do believe once they're closed, it indicates that someone's used it already. I do believe if they're closed near the end of the match. I don't think you can get them to open again unless you use a key. Now, this I'm not sure about, so this is probably wrong, and I need people to help me out here because I actually want to know myself. And I don't really like looking things up on Wikipedia. I like learning myself. So I need to figure this out. I want to figure this out. I've only played a few hours now. When you extract, you have to have your team inside for the extraction to go off, of course. Now, I believe once you're inside, it goes off within 30 seconds. So the doors will close on you and take you home, which is very cool. Now, the really interesting thing is if you or one of your teammates gets knocked while you're inside of the extraction point, you can actually crawl your little buns on over to the control panel and type a few keys in, hacker style, and get the doors to close before you guys bleed out, which I thought was very, very cool. So, yeah. Very neat stuff. The customization for the characters and for yourself is very, very complex. Actually, I thought it wouldn't be this complex for a game like this. Keep in mind, this is the same company that made the finals, I do believe. So, I mean, there's going to be a heavy amount of customization. There's going to be a heavy amount of customization here because you're going to have hats, you're going to have different clothing items, you're going to be able to take your goggles, your hats on and off, the pieces on your arm, your legs, your whatever. So, very, very cool stuff here. I'm super excited about the customization. You also get really cool stuff if you pre-order. Oh, by the way, did I mention the base game for this is $40, okay? $40 for the base game. The deluxe is $60. So for the full price of a normal AAA title, you're getting the deluxe version, which is, a couple new outfits, a couple cool things, some yada yada, all the typical deluxe edition stuff. Now, I will say, the game did crash twice, maybe 3 times. But I want to explain. It technically only crashed once, but it crashed at the same time. It crashed 3 times at the same time. So basically, there was a spot on the map somewhere. It was somewhere in the swamps outside of the dome area with the domes. Yeah, me and my friend Jack, we walked into the area. We were chasing a guy, I saw a guy standing still. I snuck up on him, tried to kill him. I killed him, and then all of a sudden the game froze and kicked me. I just killed the dev! He kicked me! I just killed the developers! Oh. Now, I booted the game back up, and fortunately, very cool, it actually allows you to jump back into the game that you were in if your game crashed. So you don't actually lose anything, which is very, very nice. I thought that was a coolest event, because I genuinely hate crashing and then losing everything, losing your items, your RP, your whatever you're doing in that game. Very cool that you can boot right back up to where you left off on. Now the problem is that it instantly crashed again. And then I realized why that guy was standing there, because he wasn't confused. He also was victim to whatever made us crash in that swamp. Now, I don't know if it was a graphical error, maybe it was some sort of weird code, I don't know. I have no idea what was going on in that area of the map, but I opened the game back up and I crashed again, and my boy Jack crashed as well. So it looks like everyone that jumped into that area crashed, because the person that came over to kill us apparently also froze and crashed. So there's that. But that's the only time it crashed. So it wasn't like super unstable. I've seen some people on PC talking about some crashes. I just saw someone crash recently on a stream I was watching. But aside from that, I haven't seen too much wrong with it. Also, keep in mind, if you do happen to jump in, the server slam is a beta, technically. It is basically the developers going, hey, we want to make sure when the game launches, it is as good as possible for you guys. So let's get everybody in. We want everyone in. You don't have to pay anything. Just come play the game. Help us test it. Just load the servers. That's why it's called a server slam. They want you to slam these servers, quite literally. Get in and play as much as you can so they can see how much the servers can take, which is very, very cool they're doing that, because most of the reason games die on impact is because the servers are really bad. So it's nice to see them, I can't speak, oh my god, I'm gonna start losing it, oh my lord. It's nice to see them actually caring about if the servers are good or not, because that is unfortunate that most games usually have terrible servers on launch, so it was really refreshing. Now, you've been watching this video the entire time, and if you can't tell already, the graphics of this game are genuinely amazing. It looks phenomenal. I'm not even kidding. People say that like games like The Last of Us look amazing, whatever looks amazing. This game looks phenomenal. I'm not even kidding. It's an online game as well, so for it to look this great is amazing. I didn't notice any low quality textures. I didn't notice any like weird artifacts. It looks phenomenal. The animations are great. The physics are great. The character models are great. The regular models are everything's great. It looks fantastic. The effects, the lighting, it's a very beautiful game. I could sit here and lose myself for hours just walking around and looking at everything this game has to offer. Now the problem is that if you do that, you might die a little bit. So don't do that. Don't do that too much. I need to also touch on the fact that the sound in this game is phenomenal. Okay, so you know, if I have any Apex people watching this video, if you ever played Apex a day in your life, you know what I'm saying when I say the audio in that game is terrible. It is literally donkey doo-doo cheek, buddy. It is so bad. The audio in Apex, you could hear something from 3 feet away from you, and you would think it was literally in Mount Nova Scotia, Canada, deliriousness. I don't even know what that means. The audio does not match up, okay? In this game, in Ark Raiders, this audio lines up so perfectly, I could pinpoint where everyone was, and I was correct. It was right. I actually knew where everyone was. It was beautiful. It was unreal. It was amazing. Not to mention the effects when the game rains, when you're walking in puddles, walking on sand, grass, dirt, metal, anything. It sounds amazing. And for me, this is a huge thing, because being able to like delve into a game and like actually throw myself into it and become immersed is something that I have not done in a very long time, because I feel like games a lot of times nowadays just do not feel immersive. This game was genuinely so immersive that I was finding myself like lost in actually being like, oh my god, there's people there. There's a clanker right there. There's a guy that we need to focus something to lock in. There's a guy that how we can get out of here. I felt like I was literally there myself. It was so immersive. I'm not even kidding. It's genuinely that. It was amazing. The GUI is also a huge thing for me, and I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this kind of stuff in reviews or in like, you know, game logs or like videos talking about games and stuff. The GUI is a huge thing for me. Like the way it feels, the way it looks very nice. It feels nice. The controls feel great, and I'm on controllers as well, because I'm playing this on PS5. Look how amazing this game looks, even on PS5. It's crazy. Now, what I will say is the one thing that felt a little wild was the dropping system, which is kind of silly, but in a game where you so easily need to be able to drop things and replace items and whatever else, I kind of found myself a little lost. But it's just because, again, I'm not used to the full GUI yet. I'm still used to like other games of the type and like inventory system and management and stuff like that. So it's definitely something I get used to, but it is a system where you have to like hold square to drop, you know, this button swaps, that button swaps, you have to move this around with it. It was a little like, okay, this is a little much, but I understand why, because it is more of a complex system, because the inventory management is literally everything in this game. So, again, I really enjoyed how simplistic swapping was. It's literally just, you have two weapons, you can swap back and forth between them, you have a melee, a dedicated melee. I don't believe you can change what it is, I think it's always a pickaxe, I do believe, or like a pickaxe hammer thing, I guess. There's many different types of grenades. The grenades are really great in this. The grenades are actually super clutch in this, or not crutch, super clutch in this, because there was times where, I'm not even kidding you, we almost had no ammo every game. Okay, so it became the situation where if I have one grenade, I feel like I could change everything. I feel like I was Kobe and it was halftime. I've never watched a game of basketball in my life, by the way. It was genuinely amazing. All right, so essentially, there was a very stupid play on my behalf that I made somewhere through the course of our 3 hours or 4 hours of gaming loveliness, where I stupidly made a decision to jump down into a staircase where I believed where there was only one person. It turned out to be 3. Okay, so I instantly died, but if I would have stayed up and I would have lobbed a grenade down there, they would literally all have died instantly, because they had nowhere to go, and they would not have been able to get out fast enough. So the grenades literally can get you so much further, because you will not have ammo. So if you can hang on to at least one grenade, you are actually golden. Speaking of ammo, the ammo situation is very scarce, okay? It is very scarce. And not to mention, every clanker takes way too much ammo to kill. Now, my one gripe about the video game, what am I, 90 years old? My one gripe about the video game is that, you see this, takes way too much bullets to kill a clanker in this game. I'm not even kidding. I would sink like 50 bullets into one drone and it would not die. I'm not even kidding you. I'm being so for real here, man. Listen to me, dog. They need to turn that down. That's a little crazy. Now, I understand it's probably to deter you from shooting the drones instead of just avoiding them. I get that. I do. I really do. But there are some times where there is 3 or 4 drones, bunch of clankers just hanging out. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie, there was times we had to take some of those guys out. You know what I mean? There was times we had to take some of them out. And you are losing so much ammo that you need to kill people on those drones. Now, leading to my next topic, there was the last game we played of the day. I sank so many bullets. I'm not even kidding. I sank so many bullets into this one man's left cheek. It did not go well. Buddy's cheek had to be red, and I'm not talking about the one on his face. Okay, I'm being so for real. He would not die. Okay, now I don't know if, you know, maybe he's God. I have no idea. Maybe he's King Kong. We have no idea. I don't know. He would not die. I don't know what it was. My weapon was, I think my weapon was fine. I was using, I forget what gun I'm using. I don't remember what it's called, but it was a battle rifle. So there's multiple different types of weapons in the game. There's light ammo weapons. There's heavy weapon ammo. Heavy weapon ammo? Ammo is what? There's heavy ammo weapons. Bunch of different types of weapons, okay? For the most part, they were all good. I didn't try every single one of them, but my favorite is definitely, unironically, probably the main AR, which is the, what is it called? It's gonna freak me out. The Rattler, I think? That's the Rattler. I really enjoyed the Rattler. The pistol's great as well, but other than that, I tried the shotgun. The shotgun hits like crazy. The shotgun's very nice, but there's very few situations where you're going to be using that. Most of the time, you're probably going to be like mid-range to long-ish range. We had a few short-range encounters, but nothing too crazy. But I will say, the shotgun is a lot of fun to use. It feels very balanced. All the weapons feel balanced. Every weapon feels super balanced. I didn't try, I don't think there was a sniper. I don't think there's any snipers in the game. The only weapon that I didn't try was the deagle. I didn't get to try that. My boy Jack had a deagle. He said it was great. The way it looked, the way he was firing it looked crazy. It looked super strong, but not like unrealistically, stupidly strong where you want it to be nerfed. It just looked like it was a really good pistol. You know what I mean? Just looked like a great pistol. What else really made me happy? Oh, the weather system made me very happy. Okay, so there is, like I said earlier, there's only one map in the game currently right now for the server slam, but there was a cool thing they did. So there's a night watch edition where you can load into the map, but it is nighttime and it's most likely raining, which I thought was so cool. So essentially, it's the same map, where it's like super bright daytime, where like, you know, you have to be a little more stealthy, figure out where to go, what to do, and then it completely flips you on your toes, way on your back, flipping around like a dolphin in the water, where it just completely, it puts you in the middle of nighttime, and you have to rely on your flashlight. You can rely on, you know, hiding in bushes, doing a lot more things, like making your way around a little bit more stealthily because it is nighttime and it's a little harder to see you. I thought it was genius. It was beautiful. And the rain in this game, the sounds, everything, it genuinely does feel so immersive. It feels great, like I said before. There is one problem that I have with everything that we did so far, and I will say, I'm not exactly sure if this is a skill issue. It probably is, because your boy's not the best. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not sure if it's a skill issue, but we did really struggle finding not good loot, but we struggled finding important loot. Okay, so there's a few areas where you can find a key, all right, to unlock doors, unlock what are they called? Extraction points. There's a few areas where a key is required, mainly in buildings, inside of places, but I myself didn't find a single key all day, okay? Now, my boy Jack said he did have a key on one of the rounds. We were not able to use it, unfortunately, because we did die, but I couldn't find important things. Now, I would find a bunch of really good, like, you know, weapons, and not good at weapons, but I found weapons, we found ammo, we found like weapon parts, things to upgrade your weapons with, a bunch of like different wires, things to craft with once you're back at the station, which I'll get back into in a second, but I couldn't find important things for the most part. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, maybe I found some good stuff and I'm just kind of tripping here, but I couldn't find insane loot. Now there is marked on the map, they do have, oh, this area is high loot importance. It's like, you know, better loot here, worse loot here. The classic idea where some buildings, some areas of the map have more important things and some don't. Now, maybe we were just getting unlucky and we were hitting the wrong spots at the wrong time, and by the time we got there, everything was already looted, but I wasn't finding any keys. I wasn't finding like the craziest tier loot. We found 2 pink items, which is, I believe, rare or exotic or whatever they're called. But for the most part, we were just finding regular random stuff, which is fine. But I think it might be a mix of a skill issue and also just not really being the luckiest in a lot of those situations. Now, the crafting situation, I really like. I love it. So essentially, you go into the map, and like I said, you find like random stuff. You can find like toothbrushes and like, you know, rubber duckies and, you know, all that kind of crazy random stuff. And you can like scrap it down into items you can use when you get back home. Now, from everything that I was able to tell, you can't actually craft like, you know, medical items and stuff in the game, which is kind of crazy, but it's also kind of not crazy because what do I like, Inspector Gadget? I don't know. So once you get back home, you can craft some things, but you can't do it while you're there. So make sure you bring the amount of bandages you need and stuff like that, you know. Make sure you're all bandaged up like a mummy for Halloween or something. I don't know. But when you get back, you can actually craft these different workstations that will allow you to craft more things. So essentially, you can craft guns, weapons, like accessories for the weapons, scopes, barrels, you know, grips, all that stuff, all that cool stuff, the classics. And then you can craft things like, you know, new shield slots, new battery, whatever, all these different things. Now, I think the inventory is a very, very unique thing about this game because it has a very nice way that it works. So essentially, you have this big giant kit that you'll use. So it's like the M1, the M1, M something something, whatever kit. And essentially, this thing in your inventory, this big backpack, essentially has different types. So you can have one that expands your inventory, one that I believe expands your HP, I think. I can't remember, but there's a bunch of different ones. And it's really cool because the level that's attached to that backpack, that whatever you want to refer to it as, the MK1 Combat Augment, I believe they're called augments. You can essentially level your character up and get better weapons, get better items, of course, find better things, and then you'll be able to find new, better augments, which means you can put better shields on, and shields obviously protect your character from more damage, obviously, but you cannot equip better shields with worse augments. You have to have better augments to equip better shields, which just all around just, you know, makes common sense, I guess. Now, there's a really great aspect to this game that I really like, which is the simplest thing in the world. You can emote, but not just at any point. Like, no, I'm just not saying in general. I'm saying You can emote while crouching and while standing. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. I don't know. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. I know. I had to include it because it made me so happy. Like, I genuinely was happy. I don't know why it made me so happy, but it did. I could crouch, and then I could also emote without standing. Because you know how in games where, like, you try to emote while you're crouched and it makes you stand up? It kind of makes me mad. It low-key makes me mad. Like, why can't you do the emote while you're, like, you know, crouched? Like, it was like a fist pump emoji. Like, why couldn't you just fist pump while you were crouched? You can do that in this game. I don't know why. It genuinely made me happy. Like, I went on about it for 5 minutes on my stream. I don't know. It just made me smile. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm dumb, I guess. It was very cool. I'm glad they added that. It was cool. Something else that I found really stupid, but I had a lot of fun messing around with, was that there's these little batteries around the map, like these big, not little, they're actually pretty massive, low-key, but they're around the map, and what you can do is basically nearby somewhere, you have to find where they go. So there's a few little random areas where you can plug the battery in, and when you do, you have to walk it, which is crazy. So imagine in this extraction shooter where you're being chased by these giant robots, these giant clankers, which I'll get more into in a second here. You can quite literally walk across the map a short distance and then plug this battery in. Now, what do you get when you plug this battery in, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you, young Padawan. Hold your horses. You essentially get whatever's inside the little container, which happened to be, both the times that we opened them, ammo and grenades. And I'm not saying any ammo and grenades. Every ammo in every grenade is up in there, little bro. I'm telling you right now, it's wild, bro. We found like 9 different grenades in there, and it came in absolutely clutch. I kept saying crutch, bro. I'm gonna lose my mind. It kept coming in clutch. Oh my god. It kept coming in clutch. Thank you. Because it's a great way to get ammo. In a world where there's literally almost no ammo you'll find, other than maybe on drones or from those little supply caches. You can also find some really good stuff in these little underground vaults where it looks like you're about to go underground, but it's just like a little safe that's in the ground, like a little door you can open. Those are really cool as well. I don't know. I hadn't seen too many of those around, but I did catch a couple of them. Now, the clankers. Okay, let me explain something, all right? I believe there's more than this, but as of right now, from everything I'm remembering, there's only 3 types of these droid robots around, okay? There's the actual drones that are flying in the air. Well, I guess there's 4. There's 2 drones that fly. One of them is way bigger than the other one. So, like, one is like a full-size drone, one's like a baby drone, I guess. They both chase you around, they both shoot you very fast, very annoying, very hard to get away from, especially because you don't have the best sprinting stamina once you start the game. Of course, you can level things up, which I'll get into in a second, but there is a skill tree, which is very cool. So, we'll talk about that in a moment, though. There is these 2 drones that will chase you around, flying in the air, and they'll shoot at you, make a lot of loud noise, and they will give away your position once they scan you. Like actually most of the robots give away your position. Actually, they make such loud noise. But the other type of drone is the other type of robot is this one that kind of rolls around and explodes when it gets near you, and or like shoots fire at you. It's really crazy. It's like this little tiny small cute little guy, and he's chasing you around like, oh my god, this little cute little guy named Billy is following us around, and then all of a sudden he's like throwing fire at me. Like, what's going on? What, I thought we were friends, but I don't know what's going on. He just like turned on me all of a sudden. I almost died this guy 3 times. I actually sacrificed my life just so Jack could open up a storage container while I was getting chased by this flaming robot ball. It was wild. It was crazy. He was so angry at me. And then there's another type of robot, which is this giant spider guy. I don't know what his problem is. He kept chasing us around. He never made a move, though. It was like I was the pretty girl at prom. No one asked me out. He never made a move. I don't know what's going on. He never actually attacked us. He was just like circling around, just looking menacing and making noise and stuff. I guess if you go close enough to him, I guess he would start attacking you. But holy moly, man, he did not care. He was scary, huge, big guy, scary guy. I guess we got to get like close from him to do something, because he was not having it. I guess he was having a bad day or something. I have no idea. But aside from that, those are the droids. Those are the clankers. That's it. So with all 3 of those types together, you'll find them in different areas, of course. But they do impose a huge problem, because when you're trying to sneak around and be stealthy, they will alert your position, and either you kill the drone or you have to find a way to dip out really quickly and break line of sight for a good enough time where he forgets that you're there. Because, man, like I said earlier, those drones and those robots take a lot of bullets. The only one that doesn't is the actual ball that rolls around, except for the one that rolls and shoots fire. I don't know why, but he took like 100 bullets. I think it was because his like little ball has to be open for me to damage him. I'm not sure. It was crazy. But aside from that, back to the important thing, the emoting. Sorry, I'm kidding. To the skill tree. The skill tree was really cool. The skill tree was actually very fire. I really liked it. Not gonna lie. Essentially, you have the ability to level up 3 different tiers, or sorry, 3 different categories, which is like, you know, stamina, you know, agility, all that stuff. The cool, all the different trees and whatnot. Now, the thing is that there's like 3 to 5 upgrades for each of these, I do believe. So you can do like the same one over and over again. So basically, if there's a perk that says use less stamina when sprinting, stuff like that. You can level that 5 times, and then it'll have, you know, 5 times, you know, better, or yeah, goodness, whatever. Okay, yeah, Jesus. But the cool thing is that you can kind of do this super easily, because the skill points just you get skill points every time you level up yourself, which is super easy to level up actually, because genuinely every time you search something or loot something, you get XP. So basically, you could actually open a container that's been opened before in the past, as long as you haven't opened it, and it'll give you 200 XP, which is really good. Super cool. So you can kind of level up easy, but you have to be careful though, because you genuinely actually cannot respec your points. I didn't see anywhere where you could actually respec your points and like get them back. So you might want to be super careful about what you decide to level. Yes, sir. All right. One of the last things I want to talk about is this game has an absolute, from everything that we saw so far, which is only a few people, of course, but this game has an absolutely funny community. I'm not gonna lie. We ran into a few different people, and the guy that we ever came across, our first game ever, there was a guy push to talking about, hey, please don't shoot. Hey, let us pass. My hands are in the air, please. Of course, did we let that happen? No, we killed him. We murked him. He was gone. He was done for. But it was funny though. I hope that guy is doing well in life right now. Hope he's having a nice day. So if you're watching this and you got murked near like the outside of the map, on the edge where the little slope thing happens, where there's like all that orange dirt and stuff, that was me. I'm sorry that we shot at you. I am. I really, really am. But it was very funny.
Don't. Hey, everybody stop for a second. Friends, come down here.
And with that, I guess that's all for Arc Raiders, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. This was a pretty long video here, but I hope you guys enjoyed the information. I hope you guys enjoyed my actual honest thoughts. I had a great time. I genuinely did. My birthday is on the 19th of October, so I won't be playing on the 19th, but I will be playing once the game launches. I do intend to make more Arc Raiders videos. I do intend to stream it more. I do intend to do more with the game. So if you do want to watch more Arc Raiders content from me, please do subscribe. I am currently trying to hit 2,000 subscribers here. Your boy's been grinding a lot of different games. I've been on Skate recently. Marvel Rivals is my main thing at the moment, but again, I will be doing a lot more Arc Raiders when the game launches. So if you enjoyed, please do like, subscribe, all that stuff. It really does help me. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you enjoyed the game. Tell me what you enjoyed the game. Tell me how much you enjoyed the game. Am I speaking English today? What's happening? Anyway, I'll see you guys later, man. Take care of yourselves. Peace.